Hello friends, this video on System of Particles and Rotational Motion Part 14 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Let us now look at the fourth problem. It says, find the components along the x, y, z axis of the angular momentum L of a particle whose position vector is r with components x, y, z and momentum is p with components px, py and pz. Show that if the particle moves only in the xy plane, the angular momentum has only a z component. So let us look at the first part first. So first we have to calculate the components of angular momentum. That means we have to calculate Lx, Ly and Lz. So what do we know about angular momentum? We know that angular momentum is the cross product of radius vector and linear momentum. Now we can also write angular momentum in terms of its components Lx, Ly and Lz in this way. That is Lx I cap, Ly j cap plus Lz k cap. Right? Also, in determinant form, we can write this as I, j, k. This will be, what is r? R is nothing but x. How do we write r? R is equal to x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. Similarly, how do I write p? We write it as px I cap plus py j cap plus pz k cap. Right? This is how we write r and p. So we can write L as I j k. Here r cross p. So for r this will be x, y, z. For p this will be px, py, pz. Right? So from this we will get ypz minus zpy into I cap plus zpx minus xpz into j cap plus xpy minus ypx into k cap. So you would have studied all these things in case of your matrices and determinants, right? So now if you compare this with equation 1, so what do you get? For I cap you have Lx here and for I cap you have this term here. Therefore, you can say that comparing with equation 1, what do we get? We get Lx is equal to ypz minus zpy. We get Ly is equal to zpx minus xpz. And we get Lz is equal to xpy minus ypx. So that's how we solved the first part of the problem. The first part asked us to calculate the components along x, y and z axis of angular momentum L. So we calculated Lx, Ly and Lz. Now the second part says that if the particle moves only in the xy plane, the angular momentum has only a z component. So that means the particle moves only in xy plane. So movement of the particle is denoted by the position vector. That means the particle has a x component, it has a y component, but it does not have a z component now. So it says if that is the case, in that case, the angular momentum will have only the z component. So let us try to look into that. So we say that the particle moves in xy plane, right? Therefore, you have z is equal to 0. Right? Now, if z is equal to 0, now what do you do? In this expression, let me call this expression as equation 2. So, in this entire expression, if you put z is equal to 0, what happens? Not only z, but if your z becomes 0, that means your pz also becomes 0, because when there is no movement along the z plane, then from where will the momentum come along the z plane? Right? So if you put z is equal to 0 and pz is equal to 0 in the expressions we obtained so far. So in this, if you put z equal to 0, pz equal to 0. Again here you put z is equal to 0, pz is equal to 0. So you see that Lx comes out to be 0, Ly come out to be 0, but Lz is the only one which will not be 0 because it neither has z nor has pz. So therefore, you see that Lx is equal to 0, Ly is also equal to 0, but Lz is equal to xpy minus ypx. So that means when it moves in the xy plane, it only has a non-zero component of angular momentum along the z axis. The problem says two particles each of mass m and speed v travel in opposite directions along parallel lines separated by a distance d. So that means we have two particles. Let us say this is particle A and this is another particle B, which are traveling in opposite direction. That means if this particle is traveling in this direction, then this particle is traveling in this direction along parallel lines separated by a distance d. That means this distance between the two parallel lines is d. Show that the vector angular momentum of the two particle system is the same whatever be the point about which the angular momentum is taken. So we have to calculate the vector angular momentum of this two particle system. So let us calculate the angular momentum about the point A itself. So angular momentum about the point A. So LA will be equal to, what is angular momentum? Angular momentum is given as the cross product of the position vector and the linear momentum. And what is linear momentum? It is nothing but mass into velocity, right? So when I talk about the angular momentum about point A, we will consider the mass we will consider the angular momentum of the object A plus the angular momentum of the object B, right? So what is the angular momentum of the object A? So what will be R in this case? R will be equal to 0 because we are considering this point itself, right? Because right now we are considering this point A as the origin. So R will be equal to 0. Therefore, this will be equal to 0 into mv plus for the particle B. What will be R? R will be nothing but d, because d is the distance of the point of the object B from the origin, which is now assumed to be at A. So this will be equal to d into mass into velocity. So what is the magnitude which we get? We get it as mvd. Now let us calculate the angular momentum about point B. So angular momentum about point B will be equal to again LA plus LB. Now in this case, what will be LB? LA will be, the R will be equal to D. So in this case it will be D into MV plus 0 into MV, because in this case for the position vector of the point B from the origin, which is again B, is 0. So here also we get the angular momentum as MVD. Now let us try to calculate the angular momentum at any arbitrary point. Let us say at this point C, because the question says that the vector angular momentum will be the same whatever be the point about which the angular momentum is taken. So we have taken first at point A, now then we have taken at point B, and we found that they were same. Now let us take at some other point, say point C. So let us calculate the angular momentum about point C. So this will again be equal to the angular momentum of particle A plus angular momentum of particle B. So what is the distance of this particle A? It is d by 2. So this will be d by 2 into mv. Again for particle B also this distance is d by 2, right? So this will be d by 2 into mv. So here also we get the value as mvd. So therefore we see that the value of angular momentum remains the same whatever be the point about which the angular momentum is taken, right? So with this I hope that you got the concepts clearly about angular velocity, angular momentum, torque and angular acceleration, and you also understood how do we apply them in solving problems.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.